Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, we are very happy to be here now after 2 years of COVID, finally speaking again in front of physical people meeting here at the AWE. So my name is Alex, I'm CTO and co-founder of Holo-Light, and I'm here with my colleague.
Yeah, hi, I'm Philipp. Also really happy to be here after 2 years, and we really are excited to show you what we did in the last 2 years.
Okay, so quickly about Holo-Light. We have founded in 2015. We have now grown up to 50 people. We're located in Munich and in Austria. And our journey started with the request from industry to visualize large amount of polygon data, large amount of mesh data onto mobile XR devices, starting from engineering with CAD data to architecture with BIM and point cloud data, but also focusing on high quality, like anti-aliasing, textures and everything on mobile devices, which is very hard and very difficult. And we have our solution where we're doing XR streaming from server-based applications to so where we do XR streaming from server-based applications to mobile XR devices. Like we see here, where we stream a high quality scene with the dragon from a server to a mobile HoloLens, which would not be possible on a local, but through the streaming, we can have very high details, high quality textures, dump maps and everything. So here's the video also having particle effects from fire and so. Okay, so to summarize, besides the issue of visualizing large data onto the low performance of mobile XR devices, the streaming also can easily overcome the publishing and update management, but also the cross-platform capability, and also the point of security. As we are coming from Germany, we have our industry demands that no data gets stored on local devices, but using streaming, we can easily overcome this issue. So therefore, we want to introduce ISAR, our streaming SDK, and what it is and how it works. My colleague Philipp will explain it.
So yeah, thank you, Alex. So what we do with ISAR in general is we enable streaming from a server to a client. This works by an SDK. You integrate that SDK in any XR app you want to have streamed. This XR app then, instead of running on a local device, you can just execute on a server. If you have an already running XR app, this process takes only about 30 minutes. And then it works quite easy. The whole app is executed at the server, where we have unlimited performance in the end, especially compared to like mobile devices like a phone or a HoloLens. All the data you need from your phone is sent up to the server, but don't worry, we handle that. And then the rendered image is sent down, and then we do some clever reprojection stuff so that you don't feel any latency. In use cases, not like with highly animated stuff, it even works if your server is in the US and you're located in Germany, or the other way around. And to even make it much more easier, we have a quite cool announcement, and for that, I want to welcome our colleague from Unity, Phil Chacko, on stage.
Cool. So so at Unity, we have a lot of customers that have this challenge around cloud render streaming. As you know, many of our devices are too low power to have full fidelity. So we're excited to add Holo-Light, support Holo-Light and their ISAR SDK as a verified solutions partner. So the verified solutions partner program is available to any company that wants to apply. We verify that these solutions work with recent versions of the Unity editor, and provides access to the Unity marketplace. So yeah, really excited to support the work that this amazing team has done. Yeah, thanks for having me for a couple minutes. But yeah,
thank you very much for nice words.
Sure.
And so, as you heard, like, we're now a certified Unity partner, which makes it even much easier for you again to implement ISAR into existing Unity apps or starting out with new Unity XR apps which use streaming. So ISAR SDK in a nutshell, what does it do? It streams the whole application from any server to a client. It is provided as a simple-to-use SDK. And the really important thing about our streaming is you choose where the server is. You can use it on-premise, you can use it on cloud, you can just put out your laptop and stream from your laptop to your device because most of the time still the laptop is much more powerful. So ISAR does exactly what you want it to do. There is no data sent up to us, there is not even internet needed. There's just a connection between the device and the server. So, and now we want to show you some cases where we used ISAR or our partners used ISAR. And we have cases from really small projects which already benefits great because we were able to develop much faster. We didn't have to reduce 3D assets. We didn't need 3D artists. We could just quickly create the apps, and we had a much nicer output because from the performance, we had much better visuals in the app. And now, Alex, I think you are showing us the first use case with really nice cars.
Okay, so as we said in the beginning, visualizing large amount of poly data, large amount of cut data was one of the key requests from industry. We have developed, together with one of our first and most valued customers, BMW, the solution ARIS and deployed it there, where they can do so where they import the cut files, overlay it over real parts, do design decisions and variants. And this is powered by the streaming, and it's also only possible by streaming as those file sizes are getting very, very quickly very large. And through our solution, BMW is able to do design decisions up to 12 months earlier, which fastens up their prototyping time enormously. Another very interesting case we have developed with our partner BADVR is an immersive weather application where you dive into the data on your Quest, where you see simulations and map data from cities or entire landmarks and do some very advanced analysis and interpretation and get quantitative numbers about maybe some damage, maybe some forecast, and here to have the next level of analyzing those types of data. And this is also based on our streaming solution as the amount of data in simulation and in maps becoming also very quickly very huge to display it on local mobile devices. And the next one, visuals, where now Philipp will explain.
So what we did here, this was an internal project, and the goal was we wanted to do a marketing application, and this is running, first it was running on the HoloLens. The issue we had there is we had this model of an Audi, and as you see on the top left, if we render this locally on a HoloLens, it looks not really good. The reason is we have to use the MRTK shaders. That one already has performance issues on the HoloLens. And we couldn't do anything about it. I mean, you could run around the car, but you can't sell a car with it. And the goal was a POC of, hey, we want to sell this without bringing it. For that, you need high visuals. Then we implemented ISAR. With ISAR, we were able, and really, this is the same 3D model. We didn't change anything to the model. The only thing we did is we changed the shaders. So now we had real-time reflections. We were able to have transparency. We are able to have shaders which make it look metallic. And you can walk around the car, you have a small light attached, and this has a really nice effect on the coloring of the car. Another benefit we had, immediately because we used ISAR XR SDK, we could run it on HoloLens, but also on Oculus, without any extra work. You can just connect with an Oculus with our client, and it also works, which was a great benefit because HoloLenses are quite expensive, but we wanted to have them in the beginning, but so we could roll it out with some cheaper devices for people who don't need the AR aspect. And that is, I think, a really, really nice thing. And also, if you want to use some libraries, for example, not working on specific devices, it doesn't matter, they just need to work on your computer. We had there some for loading it in. Let me go to the next one. The next one was done with a partner. What we did here, we had a point cloud scanning of a ship, and this one was stunning large. I mean, imagine somebody comes to you and says, I want to use a mobile device, be it VR or AR, and I want to display a 1 billion points point cloud. Usually the answer is, yeah, that's not possible, sorry. With ISAR, it was not an issue because the calculation was done on a high-end computer. So we were able to quite fast just visualize the 1 billion point cloud with our partner. And then our partner, what they did, they can visualize 3D CAD data in there. So they can go in every corner of the ship's room, they can go around and see if their new stuff they want to build in there fits without ever being on the ship, which I think is a really great use case. And you would have no chance without ISAR because loading 1 billion points, I can tell you, it doesn't work. The next one is also, I think, quite interesting because we talked now a lot about visual stuff, about graphic engines, what you can do with effects. I mean, that one from the effects, yeah, that can run locally. That's not the issue. The Airflow simulation is about something completely different. The Airflow simulation is about real-time simulation. So there is a CAD data of the BMW you see in the background is in the whole app. And the app real-time calculates the airflow around. You have a lot of settings, and this is really, really intense. And here you see the advantage of ISAR streaming the whole application. Because it doesn't matter, it's not only the visuals or what you want to visualize or about a lot of polys, but even if you want to do high-performance stuff in the backend, like real-time simulations, you can just do it. And since the whole app is running on the server, or yeah, the whole app is running there, you don't even have some extra work to do. You just implement the SDK, you code it like you would code it for local, and it just works. And that was really, really great there. And it was a really nice experience going around the car with such a small device doing the real-time calculation of the airflow around it. The last use case we want to show you is, this was a quite small project, and this is a really, really good example where you can also use ISAR to accelerate quite small POCs. I mean, by now this got a lot bigger, but in the beginning, the thing was just, we wanted to render, or our customer wanted to render CT scan data. What they did there, the challenge was they wanted to use volumetric rendering. That is used in medicine because then you can change which densities are rendered how, and you can change between, I want to see the bones, I want to see the brain. This is in the end what happens. The cool thing about that is, I don't know if, I looked at some CT scans at a doctor and I don't understand anything. Here, this thing is in 3D. I mean, if I see some dark spots in the brain there, yeah, I understand that, and I also can visualize where they are because I don't need brain power to understand them. It's in 3D in front of me. And I think as a POC, as the real product, no chance, but as a POC, you could get that running without ISAR. But we didn't need any 3D artist or anything because we could use the raw CT data. We had the calculation power. We pushed them in. We said, yeah, we want to have volumetric rendering, and it just worked. So no extra effort, no faking around to make a POC look nice. And of course, that also helped later to make it, to go on with it. Because we could just use the next CT data because there is nothing fake. It's just working. And that was quite quick. So that was stunning. And yeah, I'm not a medical person, but for me it was really stunning because the first time I understood what a CT scan is supposed to tell me.
Yes.
Sorry, I always skip the videos, I think. That's the issue. I was wondering why it's not going on. So yeah, here you see the app. And here you see the nice volumetric rendering in case where you can say, yeah, I want to see that, I want to see that. And you had also fluent sliders where you can work around. And also what you see here, which we should mention, you have the full interaction immediately available. So this is just coded as you would code a standard HoloLens app in this case again. But your hand, it's just working. You don't need to do any extra effort. You just do checkmark ISAR. Yeah. And then let's summarize again what the benefits of ISAR are. So with ISAR, you're not limited anymore about the performance of your mobile devices. You have, let's say, unlimited performance because the performance is only dependent on what your server can handle. Anything else doesn't matter. The other thing is publishing is much easier. We have still a whole department which is only there to publish our app on the different stores, and this is quite tedious. With ISAR, you only publish one app, that's the server app. The clients you get from us. You just can download the client, and you can just connect. And so with one publishing act, you have all the devices there. High data security. Maybe I should quickly elaborate why the data security is better. With ISAR, all the data is still on the server. The client gets only a visual stream. So you don't have any data on the mobile devices. So in case they get a bit more mobile than you would like to, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's sad because the device is gone, but there is no data or no sensitive data on it. That is just not an issue for you. And this is what's really great, because especially in our industrial use cases, it was like we want to visualize it in the HoloLens, but we are not allowed to put it on a HoloLens since we can't encrypt it. Also, the management is centralized, so you don't need to update all the devices. You update your servers, done. And the integration is really simple, and thanks to our Unity partnership, now even more easy on Unity. And
okay, so call to action. How do you can use it or can get it? What's that?
I don't know. I go there.
Don't break the... So yeah, please go to our GitHub page, download the free trial SDK, have fun with it. It will also be, the solution will also be available very soon in the Unity Asset Store as a VSP application. So also please come to our booth, visit us. We also will have 2 other talks tomorrow and the day after. And also visit us in the private area here. We will present you also our cloud streaming solution where we can directly have a tryout and test it.
So especially if you're interested in streaming from the cloud, I highly recommend tomorrow the talk of Florian together with AWS. There we will have a quite cool announcement regarding cloud streaming and how to really, really easily bring your apps with ISAR into the cloud.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Awesome. Let's give it up for Alexander and Philipp. Thank you, guys.